Right, so let's get these gaps checked. I've turned the crank and the exhaust mark is there in line with the surface. So now I can check numbers 1 and 3. Right, let's check the first one. Right, it's going with a 0.15. No, plenty of movement in there. 0.20. Let's go 0.19. No, that fits very easy. Alright, so number 1 we've got 0.20. Right, so let's check number 3. .15, no. 0.10, no. Let's go down 0.19. .07 goes through very easily. So number 3 is 0.09. Right, so now I need to turn the engine so the exhaust line is at the back, and then we can do 2 and 4. There's the exhaust line. So try 0.15. Let's go up. No, that's 0.17. So 0.15 slides through shim very easily, and 0.17 is tight, so that's going to be 0.16. Right, so it's 0.15. No, 0.2, no. So that's come down 1. I use the 0.04 and the 1.5. Right, so that's 0.19. Right, so that's our exhaust clearances. So I've got a 0.2, 0.16, 0.9 and 0.19. So now let's move on to the inlets. Right folks, so for the inlet sequence I need to use the T-mark aligned with the rear of the cylinder. So the T-mark here I need there. Right, so there's the T-mark. I just need to come up a little bit. Yep, and that's in line with the rear. So now I can check 5 and 7. That's that one and that one. Alright, that's 0.15. That's 0.2. That's 0.24. There we go. So that's 0.25. Alright, now for number 7. That's 0.15, nothing on that. That's 0.1. No luck on that one. Right, let's come down. It's 0.9. Alright, that's 0.09. Alright, so now I need to rotate the crank again, and I need that T-mark here. Alright, so T-mark's now there. Now I can do 6 and 8. That's 0.15. That's 0.10. .07 slice through easy. So let's come down one. Let's go to a 0.9. Yep, that drags through nicely. So that's a 0.09. Right, so last one, number 8. Let's try 0.15. No. 0.2. No. 2.4. No. 2.5. There you go. Right, so 0.25. Right, so let's get these calculations worked out. So I've now written down all the clearances I've got. So my clearance spec is 0.08 to 0.18. Exhaust 1 is 0.2. Exhaust 2 is 0.16. Exhaust 3 is 0.09. 4 is 0.19. So 1 and 4 are above inlet. 5 and 8 are both 0.25, and 6 and 7 are both running at 0.09, which is within tolerance or within spec. So using the chart, so it's actually got a list across the top of my present shim. That's my specified clearance with no change required is 0.08 to 0.18. My first one is running at 0.2. So that fits into this box here of 0.18 to 0.22. So I take my existing shim, run it across, and it's saying I need a 2.55. So that's plus 5 equals 2.55. My second one is 0.16. That's within spec. No need to change. My next one is 0.09. Again, specified clearance, no change. My last one is 0.19 on the exhaust side. Again, I have a shim in there at the moment of 2.5. So that's telling me a 2.55, so that's plus 5. 2.55. What I might do is on exhaust 3, even though it is in spec, I don't know whether to actually put a 2.5 in there. I'll question mark that. Right, so they're the ones, 1 and 4 is what I've got to change and question that. I can drop that down to a 2.5, which will bring that up to 0.14. Right, so again we're going to do exactly the same. Right, so on the inlet side, number 5, I'm actually showing it 0.25. So that's 0.23 to 0.27. I'm running a 0.4. So I can either run a 2.5 or a 2.55. 2.5 will bring the gap down to 0.15, and a 2.55 let me see, that'll bring it down to 0.1. So I can either go up 10 or 15. So that's a 2.5 or a 2.55. Again, 6 and 7 are running the same as 3.019. It is in spec. I'll question mark those two to bring them in line with everything else. I could change them. Right, the last one, again number 8, is running 0.25. I'm running a 2.5 shim. So again, this time run that across a 2.6 or a 2.65. So that's plus 10 or 15, 2.6 or 2.65. If I run a 2.6, that will bring that down to 0.15. If I run a 2.65, that will run it in at 0.10. So I could actually aim for around the 0.9 to 0.10. But to bring them in tolerance, literally I'm going to have to change 1 and 4, 5 and 8. There we go. Choice on them too. But as I say, that's out of the Haynes manual. It gives you your existing shim, and then whatever your gaps are, you can take it through and run either or. Alright, so I've just gone back through, just done some more calculations on it, where some of them I've actually got the choice. I'm going to base round the 0.09 area. So in cylinder 1 I'm running 0.20. I've got a 2.50 shim. I want to get down to 0.10, which means I'll put in a 2.6 shim. Now cylinder 2, where I am within tolerance, but to bring it level so everything's running at the same, I'm going to put a 2.5 in there. Number 3 is fine. Number 4, I'm going to go for the 2.6, so that brings it down to 0.09. 6 and 7 we're okay on. 5 and 8 we're above. I'm running a 2.4 and a 2.5 in 5 and 8. So number 5, to bring it down to 0.10, I'm actually going to go with the 2.55, and in number 8 I'm actually going to run a 2.65 to bring that down to 0.10. So I'm going to get, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've got 5 shims to order. I'm going to get them ordered up. As soon as they're in, we'll take this back apart again, fit the shims in the correct cylinders, or in the correct buckets, and then we'll redo the cycle again and measure the gaps again, and they should all come out around, well, they should be within the 0.09 to, I'd say, 0.011. So I'm going to leave the engine up on the bench. I was hoping to actually get it installed, but say I want to get this timing done first I don't really want to do it in the frame. I'll do it out, so it's on the bench, it's easier, it's clearer. So we're going to have to release all the tensioners. I say none of these have been torqued, they're just tight. There's no thread lock on this obviously. So I'll get them shims ordered. They should hopefully be in, and then we can strip this apart again, put the new shims in, and then retest. Also, the other part I'll get ordered is the correct end for this. It should be like a nut with slots in the back, and then the bolt that goes through the front. And then I can also get the actual contact points and the plate actually installed. So there's still the clutch to install. I've got the clutch. Still plenty to do on the engine, but as I say, it's getting the shims exactly right, getting the timing exactly right. But as I say, we're getting there. So I'm going to leave that covered up. Still a little bit more to do on these ends, but the engine's definitely getting closer to actually going back in the bike. Yes, as you can see, I still haven't got to the paintwork yet, but I wanted to get back on this engine and make some progress with that and get it back in the bike. And then there's a lot more to do still. As I say, all the front end's going to have to be ripped out. And the back end, basically I want to go back down to a frame so I can put the engine on its side on the floor and put the frame over it. I've got all the frame brackets painted up. I've just got some bolts to clean up. But pleased with the progress so far. It's, as I say, seems simple to some people. I've never done this before, so it is quite a challenge. Right, so thanks for joining me on that one. Hope that one was helpful. That was a bit of a learning experience for me, and hopefully that will help other people. As I say, if I can do it, most people can. It is just a case of just reading the manuals, checking all the specs, double checking yourself. But that seemed to go pretty okay. I don't really see any issues, any major problems. So I'll get the shims that need to be replaced, I'll get them ordered. Hopefully they'll be here for the next episode. I can get them installed, and then I'll recheck the gaps, see what we're coming out with. I'll get that bolt and nut on order as well. But overall, pleased with how that's gone. So as I say, hopefully next episode we can get the shims in the actual proper size shims, recheck all the gaps. I'll also get the tacho drive unit installed. But we're edging closer to actually getting the engine practically done, and then hopefully we can get it back in the frame. I'll use the technique that I've used before of getting engines in frames by myself. I tend to put the engine down on the ground, lay it on its side, slide the frame over, bolt it in place, lift it up. I find that the easiest way. But as I say, I'll go through that when we get to it. One thing I did learn when I put the Z1000 engine in the frame ages ago is I had to take the cam cover off. I forgot the last time it wouldn't fit, so I'll take the cam cover off, lay it on its side, put a big duvet down or something because I don't want any damage. But as I say, so I'll get the shims ordered. They should be here hopefully for the next episode, and then we can move forward. So as usual, comments in the comments box below. I appreciate all your feedback, all your comments. It really helps me. It's helped me move forward on this build. There's been so many great tips and hints, advice, etc. Or you've done this okay, you've done this wrong. I appreciate any kind of feedback. you know, constructive criticism is always good. I can learn from that, and that helps me, you know, build a knowledge that maybe I can help other people at a later date. But as I say, I'm still learning. It's getting there slowly. But as I say, next episode we can move a bit closer to actually getting this back in the frame. So that just about wraps this episode up. So thanks for joining me, and join me again next time. Cheers. Bye.